Children of the night, what music they make.
They're all gonna laugh at you!
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
What's that?
I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash your bird.
Oh, don't adjust that tracking button. It's the final, guys, and we always look this bad. Welcome to the show, everybody. Tonight, we are digging deep into the vault full of old VHS tapes, and we are reviewing the fourth in the series of VHS 94, which is right around when Tim got his first pubic hair. So this is going to be an interesting second. So, as always, I'm joined by Found Footage for Life, Jason Brantz.
Yo.
A very happy Boston Red Sox fan, Betamax Headroom, Jack Campese.
Noma!
Noma's gone! And Ratman, Tim Meyer.
Yo.
I think you got the stringy hair. You look kind of like that sewer guy. Just got to
Who?
get dirty.
He
The
looks like
sewer guy.
You look like
yeah.
Gabriel from *Malignant*.
I I just dumped a beer over my head, so when I run out later, I can just suck my hair follicles and get a little bit.
That's delicious. And you can floss, too.
I can, yeah.
Mm.
That's some super thinking there, man.
Yeah, that's a pro tip right there.
So, pro tip. By the way, that might be your nickname tonight. VO5 pro tip, hot oil treatment. For those of you who are new to Final Guys, what we're going to do. We're going to have a little jamboree. We're going to talk about some news. We're going to do some movies that we watched. Then we're going to do the main feature. And through it all, one of us, probably me, is going to act like an asshole and try to derail whatever the other three are saying.
Absolutely.
No, probably about it.
Yeah. And we have drinking rules, which somebody's going to read.
Sure,
by the
I'll
way,
do it.
what beer are we drinking? Tim, what do you got?
I have the Great Pumpkin Ale, which is ale brewed with pumpkin and spices from Cambridge Brewing, which I believe is in Massachusetts.
I know where that is. Noma!
It's a Boston night. What about you,
I
Jack?
used to
You got a
work in
glass of
Cambridge.
some.
I got UFO pumpkin now.
Oh,
That's a good shit.
UFO's a good one.
I have no pumpkin. There's a little Japanese market right outside my office, and they have Sapporo Pure, which is their light beer, which I didn't know even
Pure
existed.
uncut Sapporo.
I love Sapporo beer. So this is my first taste ever of Sapporo Light.
Any good?
Oh, let's see. I'm gonna crack this. I'm gonna crack that rat.
Riveting.
That's pretty
This is-
good.
This is the content you all signed up for.
Yeah.
As far as light beer goes, I would drink this over Corona Light and Heineken Light.
So Hunter Shea liked something alcoholic. Whoa, we're
Shocker.
breaking new ground here.
By the way, go F yourself. You're all the same here.
Oh, and he's
all of
surly
us.
drunk too.
All of our
I'm not even
viewers.
drinking. I don't know what you're talking about.
Mm.
Mm.
And it's
Just-
not because I drank for 5 nights in a row and my body's breaking down. Like I needed a break.
Exactly. Well, yeah, when you don't drink, it's always because you're literally at death's door.
Usually by the time Tuesday gets here, I need to stop. So
I thought you were looking a little jaundiced.
yeah, I'm getting old, man. Body's breaking down. So
Oh, my liver.
all right, you want your drinking words?
Yeah.
All right. Thanks to Sheridan as always. Jack, your words are a robot, a vampire, an episode. Hunter, yours are SWAT, Rat, and Lutsky.
I like how Lutsky's a drinking word.
I want to swap that rat, Lutsky.
Wella
Lutsky should
Balsam?
just be a social always.
He's worked his way into the friggin' drinking words. That's amazing.
What, anybody know Wella Balsam? I don't recognize that.
Oh,
Oh,
well,
yeah.
balsam shampoo. Hell yeah.
Oh,
You're
all
worth it.
well,
It's going deep, man.
your
It's
words
amazing.
are funeral bomb and kills. Mine are short, ghost, and cyborg. And the bonus words are shutter, found, and VHS.
Those 3 words alone will cause
Yeah.
deaths across the country. Jack, we have a little bit of news. Did you want to share our news?
We
Or
recorded
pending engagement? No.
we recorded our Thanksgiving or no, Halloween feast episode of Monster Ben this weekend, where we drink and eat many Halloween themed things. So it'll either be a 1 or 2 part thing, depending on how it feels when I'm editing it.
It went on forever.
It's over an hour, but I'm leaning towards just putting it out once. And
There
not
we go.
breaking it up.
Like one big dump.
Yeah, just
Dump in your pumpkin for Halloween. Everybody.
but we got very adventuresome with what we ate and drank, and then I drove home in the rain. Woohoo.
And I continued drinking. Didn't have very far to go. All right. Guess what time it is? Jason, have that finger ready on the button.
It's ready.
It's news time.
It's the news. Yay.
Oh, it brings such a smile to my face.
It'll never get old.
Unlike the guy who reads it.
Tonight,
Wow.
the early bird special starts at 4:30.
Get off my podcast.
Salisbury steak will be the special. Okay. First of all, Steve Barnard in the chat would like me to mention that there's going to be a remake of Slumber Party Massacre.
Mm.
So there will be a remake of Slumber Party Massacre, everybody.
No, not a yay. That's a boo.
Yeah, what? Sure.
Don't want it.
I
I
can't
thought-
imagine, like, what are they going to do that's going to make it more interesting?
I feel like that would have more suited for like a 10 episode HBO miniseries so they could really tell the story.
I will tell you one thing. There will be 0 nudity. 0.
That would be not good.
I hope it's
Other than winter.
I hope it's as insane as Slumber Party Massacre 2, though.
Now, you know how there's a vampire movie coming out with Megan Fox and Sydney Sweeney in it?
Uh-huh.
Like any day now it's dropping. Get those two in Slumber Party Massacre remake. I'm signing up.
But with the amoral attitude of 1983.
Yeah.
All right. There you go. I'm with you.
Okay. The news that I had gathered is this. The big news.
Mm.
There's 2 Hellraiser reboots going on, one at Hulu and one I think at HBO. The Hulu one has cast the new Pinhead,
Yes.
and it is Jamie Clayton, female Pinhead. Also, I believe she is transgender, so
That's
add that to
fascinating.
the mix. So I kind of like this idea of getting a whole new take on Pinhead, and I read her resume of stuff that she's been in. The L Word, Generation Q. I've never seen either one of those, but I know the L Word was pretty prestigious, so it's not like she's just a straight to video person coming from this. So I'm actually looking forward to seeing what it looks like.
Yeah, I'm interested in it, too. I genuinely excited for it.
I don't care if you put an Hervé Villachez puppet as Pinhead. Just write a good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's going to be the important thing, but
It's
I don't know.
Hellraiser. Hold your breath.
I mean, the series is so bad. It's like they can't really do worse, can they?
I think they can. You see that one that went to Netflix?
No, I think I stopped watching after like 4.
Wow.
Yeah, that's one where they were eating puke and stuff. That was great. I find this casting interesting. I don't know what they're going to do with it, obviously, but I believe in the original story, the character was kind of androgynous
Mhm.
and wasn't
what I
really
understand.
a main character. Now, I don't know if that's what they're planning to do with this, or if it's just going to be a female Pinhead or whatever. But I don't know. I'm open because who's directing it? Damn it!
Let me see. I might
Who
have
did the Ritual?
Alan Smithy.
Oh, yeah.
Damn it! My brain's not working.
I know what
Anyway.
you're talking about, though.
There's talent behind this movie, so I'm curious.
But, yeah, like I said, I don't care. If you put anybody as any Cenobite, it doesn't matter. Just make it compelling or scary. Or
David
something.
Bruckner.
There we go.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
And Clive
Yeah.
Barker is one of the producers of it. So.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Is like Barker's involved in it, so
Involved as in probably saying, just pay me.
no.
Yeah, is this John Carpenter involved?
Come
Yeah.
on.
If the check clears, make the movie.
You pay me in Paul Malls.
Write the check.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then there's another one on HBO. So this is getting like Crimson Peak and Dante's Peak or whatever. I don't know. When they had all the
Dante's
They
Peak.
had all the volcano movies and they had all the asteroid
Volcano?
movies.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now it's all Hellraiser.
And they do that on purpose. Like one intention makes a shitty one, gets it out first to torpedo the other studio on purpose. So that would be great if they do this, but good luck making Hellraiser any shittier.
How can two different studios have the rights to it though? How does that work?
That's-
I think the reason they were able to keep making those Hellraiser movies because they had all kinds of stupid rights issues. So God only knows.
It's just everywhere.
Like I'm sure Clive Barker would have loved to have bought all those movies and just burned the negatives.
What if like the other one doesn't have the rights to any of the Cenobites?
Oh God, that
Once
sounds
they have
about
the,
right.
like the CD one from part 3.
Oh, that was a great one.
What about
God.
are they gonna gender swap Uncle Frank? So it's Aunt Frankie?
No.
You could put Uncle Frank as like having both genitals and watch him fuck himself to death. That'd be fun.
My favorite line
Jesus
of any
Christ.
Hellraiser is Uncle Frank just saying, "All I care about is new skin."
Oh Jesus.
All
Could use
right,
some new skin.
this next piece of news will be near and dear to Mr. Jason Brandt because his man crush, Mike Flanagan, his next project will be set in the Edgar Allan Poe inspired limited series Fall of the House of Usher for Netflix.
Interesting.
So
Without
it's
Vincent
I think
Price.
this is another one of those Haunting of Hill Houses where it's going to take from many Poe works and Flanagan's going to Flanagan it.
Poe, yo.
I mean, look. At this point, he has carte blanche. Just do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Killing it.
Here's some
Yeah.
money.
He has proven that he can do anything, so go for it.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to be like a part owner in Netflix at this point.
Still wanting to do Dark Tower. That would be amazing.
Does he have time?
Do you think his wife will be in it?
I hope so.
Yes.
Do you think Sherry Moon Zombie will be in it?
Yeah. Here's the difference. If your wife is good, keep putting her in things. If your wife's a distraction, let it go.
I love Sherry Moon though, so shut your mouth.
Yep, I like it too.
All right there, fucker. Jesus Christ.
That was
Oh.
spot on, dude.
That was
So
great.
annoying. I hear that in nightmares.
That is effective.
True.
That is all the news that's fit to print.
All right. So yeah, let's talk about the movies we watched, including, the ones that I watched weeks ago and don't remember.
Yeah.
We have such sights to show you.
And you don't want to see my sights and my Hellraiser friend.
The bumper for the new Pinhead.
Yeah, really. Yeah, that would be cool. We're going to have to change the bumper when this new Hell Pinhead, whatever comes out.
Let's wait and see the movie.
Sure.
Before we,
Ditch the classics for the new Coke.
it's more just because I don't want to spend any more time making bumpers.
We understand. This is why you guys see bumpers like this forever. It's never changing.
It's never going to change.
All right. I'm going to start off today with Ratman. Tim,
Oh, that's
I like
me.
to put you on the spot. Yeah.
I was not prepared for that.
never are.
Nope. So, who doesn't love a good sea creature movie, right? Am I right?
Love them all.
That's correct.
What about sea creature movies from the late 90s?
They're usually crap.
We're narrowing. We're Tim Meyer
Mhm.
narrowing. This is great.
Usually they are, but in this case, I happen to like this movie. Deep Rising.
Treat Williams.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Steven-
love this movie, by the way.
Steven
is
Summers, who wrote and directed it, who also did like the Mummy movies.
Yep. And unfortunately, G.I. Joe.
Isn't that
Oh.
Steve Summers from The Fan?
No, not that Steve Summers. Wow. The New York Metropolitans.
Me here, you
You
there.
there.
Yeah, Deep Rising. This movie is a treat, no pun intended. So it's, if you've never seen this movie, it's basically about a bunch of hijackers go onto this
Hi,
cruise ship.
Timmer.
What?
I said hi, Timmer. You said hijacker.
Oh,
Oh,
I wonder where you
Jesus.
were going with
I
that.
was like,
Right.
what the hell is wrong with you?
Oh my God! Show yourself out.
Wow.
Jeez, have another beer, pal.
Oh,
Anyway, what I was saying before I was rudely interrupted. Hijackers board this luxury ocean liner, and basically everybody's dead. And they find that there's like this giant tentacled monster that has eaten everybody. And this movie's great. It's got Famke Jensen in it.
she's hideous in this movie, by the way.
Yeah, terrible looking. No, she's awesome.
Like, are you okay?
Joking, but no,
Get a
this is
joke, Connor, that's right.
yeah, he's got like the strangest voice I think I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Oh, Clint Curtis is also in this. Like, he has like a small part.
Anthony
But-
Held from Silence of the Lambs, Dr. Chilton.
But
It's a great cast.
you know, it's surprising because like we just watched a movie that had terrible CGI from like the late 90s, right? American Werewolf in Paris. The CGI in this actually kind of holds up pretty well in most of the scenes. I was kind of surprised. Like
Until the end, right?
There's a few things where it's like, ooh, that's 90s.
Yeah.
That's like some that looks like it was like, you know, a computer graphic from like
I like the part they really filmed at the Statue of Liberty. That was awesome.
but yeah, like this I don't know, this holds up pretty well. I enjoy it.
You know, we're talking about. Okay.
American Werewolf in Paris.
I was just laughing.
I just ignored
reaction. Oh my God, we're all so stupid.
it. So stupid.
American Werewolf in Paris has the scene at the end at the Statue of
Yeah,
Liberty.
we're
Yes, that
ignoring
is
you. We're
correct.
ignoring you.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Why
Yeah.
is that confusing you?
It's not confusing you.
We're talking about a different
Anyway.
movie.
But he mentioned American Werewolf in Paris.
Yeah,
It's
10
special
like-
effects.
A
10
minute
minutes ago.
before that.
Kids, I will turn this podcast
past
right
that.
around and we're
We're
going to start
past
over from
that.
the
So,
beginning.
I'm chiming in. You just sit there quiet and I'm chiming in. So.
Have another beer. It's gonna be okay.
Would you finish it and keep going?
Anyway, Deep Rising. This movie rocks. I think it's on Tubi and a bunch of other places.
Is it? I need to watch that again. I haven't seen it in a while. Treat Williams is so good in that.
He's really awesome in it. He's like such a sarcastic douchebag. It's
He
fun.
commits for sure. I don't
does.
think he's never not committed. should
Yeah, I
be
really dig
committed.
that movie.
All
and
right.
super gory. Like, I forgot how like insanely gory this movie is. Like, there's one
I
part where
did
they
too.
open up the elevator and there's just like bony skeletons with like covered in gore and blood. It's crazy.
Hmm.
Fun
Yeah.
stuff.
It's super fun.
Like walking in Jack's basement. And Jack, why don't you go next? You do the counterpoint.
I actually saw a movie that Tim Meyer watched and liked.
Oh,
Oh, so this must have hurt.
so that's like
I
every
actually-
movie ever.
I also liked it a lot too. 2021 Censor.
Oh, we were gonna do a main feature on this, and then it got like shot down by somebody because they didn't want to pay like $3.99 or
It's
whatever.
only
it
like
was.
$4 or $5.
Hmm.
So this takes place, I believe, in the 90s. I watched this a couple of weeks ago when we went 2 weeks without reporting.
Yeah, this is an issue.
So this the main character is a film censor during the video nasties craze that was going on, where movies were getting like super gory movies were getting banned and people were worried about their effect on the youth and all that kind of stuff. And she sees a movie that has scenes that trigger memories for her. Her sister disappeared when she was a kid, and suddenly she starts to suspect that maybe that there's something here to investigate, and it kind of goes crazy from there. I don't want to say too much more from this, except that this is kind of
Yeah.
a surreal movie, that descent into madness kind of stuff. A lot of cool visuals, a lot of some trippy stuff. I enjoyed watching it. It's one of those like, okay, there was a lot to chew on in this movie, but thumbs up, good watch.
Once you say trippy stuff, I'm like, oh, that's why. That's why Tim likes
It's not
it.
overly
You're
trippy,
goddamn right.
but it's got some.
Dude, the last act of that movie is like a fever dream. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know what in God's name happened in that movie.
It's so awesome. I love it.
I have to watch this movie.
I
Yeah,
didn't love it. I didn't love it. I didn't dislike it, but I didn't love it.
I enjoyed the hell out of it.
I thought it was a good watch.
There's worse ways to spend an hour and a half. Is that what you want to say?
In this year, this is we have pretty
Primo.
mediocre tide of movies this year. So this is definitely a 2021
Yeah.
recommend for me.
One might say to this point, it's been a low tide.
There's still a lot of stuff coming out though. I mean, there's
Mhm.
stuff that like that's out now in theaters that we can't even like see. Actually, I was gonna go see the lady who did Raw. Her new movie came out. It's like the first movie since Raw, which was like 4 years ago.
I love
It's out.
Raw.
It's out in select cities.
I did see
Really?
Lamb. but that's
Yeah.
for next week.
Yeah, dude, I want to see it. I've heard nothing but great things about it.
Yeah, I want
But
to see that.
there's a few things coming out that's could be on the lists at the end of the year.
Mhm. We're gonna need to. I need something to fill this freaking thing. Just right now, it's empty. Jason, what
I'm going to
series?
rattle off 2 because they're the same story, just connected. I finished the Blackwell Ghost series, which ended with parts 4 and 5. It's the same story. He just keeps calling these documentaries and then just kind of stops the story and then just picks up exactly the same place a year later when he releases the next one.
Yep.
I will say, if you look this up, there are a shocking amount of people who think this shit is real. And I can only
Really?
assume they've all been dropped on their heads. I mean, this guy in this series at this point is uncovering like a long lost serial killer, and he's
Mhm.
naming names. And he's like, "Oh, you just can't find this stuff on the internet. For some reason, it's just not on there." I'm like, "Come on, people! Like, that's his explanation for the serial killer whose name you can't find online. Like, come on, this is clearly
Wow.
fiction. Stop being a dumbass." Having said that, these are still fun to me. He is having to ramp them up because, you know, you can only do so many movies where you're just sitting in a room and nothing happens. So
Yeah.
a lot more sound effects. He clearly put more money into the production of this. It looks better. It sounds better. He's got some 3D models of the house he's in and doing some cool things. He's got a couple props. So he's doing a good job building it. But we are now at the point where if this were real, the ghosts in this, the shit they do, they're so loud and they move so much stuff that there would
Yeah.
be no doubt that the supernatural is real.
Yeah,
So
this would be definitive proof.
yeah. So the fact that people are still like, "Oh, I don't know. I think this might be real stuff." I don't know. I have a feeling he's using the money he's making from this. And by the way, judging by how many reviews these have on Amazon, he's making a lot of money from these movies.
Really?
I think he's buying these houses, filming in them, flipping them, and then selling them.
It might be.
Good idea.
I think that's what he's doing because both these homes, I'm like, he's been recording in these a long time. So I think he's buying them and like making money. So good for him.
That Florida home looks like it will disappear in a medium-sized rainstorm.
It is
Where he's
6 inches from the water.
yeah, and there's right on the water table. You're like, oh, I don't know.
But these are fun movies. Again, they're all pretty much the same. It's just this guy looking into ghosts. But if you like him, you're gonna like these, and they've been worth a watch. I've enjoyed them. So hopefully he comes out with 6 at some point, and I'll keep it going.
He will, and I'm glad you're on board.
I like him. But now the question is, what the hell piece of crap series should I watch next?
Ooh, it's
You have a
tough
lot to
one.
choose from.
We should
just-
find something from Japan for you.
Oh,
Species.
Steve Barnard.
Species
Help
one of the
us.
first ones I did.
Yeah, he's
Uh,
already gone down that
There's
road.
still Saw if you want to go down that that road.
I so don't.
I know you
Hostel.
don't.
There's so many. of
Hostle's
them.
Hostle's quick. There's only 3 of them. I
Three of
think.
them.
Yeah, that'll be
They
like
made 3
torture
of
for
those?
him. Yeah, it'll kill him.
I
like Hostels. I like the first 2.
Jason says no torture point.
People hit me up. Just give me ideas. Oh, fuck you, Chad. He wants me to do Saw.
You don't listen to him. He doesn't know anything.
No, it's Lutsky.
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 So I had to look at my list before we jumped on. I was like, oh, this movie, The Child. I was like, what movie is this? I swear I watched this movie like a month ago. Just preloaded the list. But I'm glad I looked it up and it was like, oh, I remember The Child. The Child, it's from 1977. It looks like it was made for 4 tamales and bus fare.
Yeah, that poster is not a lot of tamales in price.
No.
That's at least 2 tamales.
I'll pay you 2 tamales for a poster tomorrow. It's and it's grain, like at least the transfer that I saw it was on Tubi. It looked terrible. Like this looks great. It looks awful. Like all the hisses and pops and lines through it, which kind of made it feel like I was at the drive-in back in the day. So it's like, all right, that's kind of cool. But this very pretty woman right there, she is sent to babysit this hell child in the friggin' middle of nowhere. It's set in the 30s.
Whoa.
By the way, that's a great poster for this.
That's
movie.
a great poster.
Yeah, and that's
for this movie?
Yeah. Well, here's the deal. This woman comes back to her hometown, but nobody seems to know her. I'm like, it's this town of like 30 people. If you used to live there, they would know who you are. But whatever, we'll accept the fact that nobody knows her. So she's there to take care of this 9-10-year-old girl or whatever, whose father was like, it's kind of like they're the family before they morph into the Fireflies or the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like that, they're just like a year away from totally devolving as human beings. And this girl is like the worst. Like you see this girl, like, oh, well, this girl's obviously evil, and I just want to strangle her if I can. Like, I don't know how anyone could put up with her. This girl likes to talk to and raise the dead and does a lot of creepy shit at night talking to them. So it starts out this kind of slow movie and then builds literally into a zombie movie with this girl and another guy trying to get away from all these zombies who are relentless and basically, from what I could tell, can't even be killed. So slow beginning, looked and sounded terrible, but then it became a zombie movie with some terrible zombie makeup, but I was in for it. I thought it was really cool in the end.
Did it help that your transfer was so shitty?
It did. I think if it looked too clear, I'd be like, I don't know.
You don't get the 4K restoration.
Yeah, it looked nice and dirty the way it should. So I dug it. I think it was on Tubi. I'm pretty sure it was on Tubi. So it's free. Can't beat free.
I saw a commercial for Tubi during football.
Me
So-
too.
Yeah, it's all over, dude.
Yeah.
The
couldn't
2B
believe it.
terror or whatever it is they're calling it.
That's
Yeah,
why
they're-
we're talking about it. It's from us.
They're pushing Halloween hard.
Yeah, a lot of streaming companies are doing. I saw somebody else. Peacock also did one. They had
Oh,
like a
really?
horror. Yeah,
Well, we put Shudder on the map, so we're doing it now. on
yeah,
Tubi.
we did. It was all us. We did all that work.
Maybe Tubi will pay for our subscriptions. Oh yeah, they do. All right, Tim, back to you.
All right. Speaking of dirty movies or dirty looking movies, not dirty movies. I don't watch
Wow.
those.
Already, come on, let's talk.
I went back to 2017 and watched a movie I'd never seen before. You guys know I'm big on anthology films, and I thought, since we're watching an anthology film this week, this would be a good tie-in. I watched a movie called 1031. I had never really heard about it. I don't know if you guys have heard of this movie.
Oh, I've seen the thumbnail.
Cool cover.
Yeah, it's got a cool cover. It's like I said, it's an anthology film. So there's like a wraparound story, but it's kind of more like just an Elvira ripoff, essentially. It's just like this lady who kind of looks exactly like Elvira, and kind of gives you a breakdown of the stories before you get into it. But yeah, I mean, I think there's like 4 or 5 segments. And some of them are good, some of them are the way it was shot was kind of weird. You could tell it they had literally no budget at all. Like this is a no to low budget movie. If
these no tamales?
I don't know, man. If they shot this for more than $100,000, I'd be like surprised. Because like it does look low budget, but I will say, I will give them the credit. It looks good, and it does look a little bit dirty, like it looks grainy, but I think that's kind of the aesthetic they were going for. The first segment was about like this old hag that's like haunting this bed and breakfast. I really enjoyed that story. I thought it was really good. I feel like that segment is worth the price of admission, which it's free, by the way. I think on Prime or Tubi, one of those. I thought that segment was really good. There's another one about a scarecrow, and the other two are escaping. Yeah, there's got to be a scarecrow one. The scarecrow one was pretty good, and I will say it's super gory, and they did the practical effects really well. So, I mean, if you're into anthology stories, this is worth it. Because, like I said, it's free. There's also a sequel that I'm planning on watching this week, and I'll be back next week to talk about the sequel.
All right.
Is it 11-1?
It's no, it's 1031 part 2.
1031 and a half.
Yeah, both of them are on Tubi.
Yeah, so looking forward to it.
So
I thought it was worth watching. It's short. I think it's like an hour and 35 minutes or something. And like I said, I had a good time watching it. So
free works for me.
All right. I like.
But just know that like it's super low budget. So if you're someone who doesn't like that stuff, you know, you might be turned off by the way it looks. But I thought they did a pretty good job. So
all right, check it out. All right, Jackie.
Let me read the description of the movie that I watched. A socially awkward veterinarian assistant with a lazy eye and obsession with perfection descends into depravity after developing a crush on a boy with perfect hands.
I watched this like a week ago, 2 weeks ago.
That's right, May from 2002.
You're just taking all my recommendations and just running with it. I love it.
This was recommended to me by both you and Hunter.
Yeah,
and I took you up on it, and I absolutely agree with your recommendation. I'm watching it and I'm going, okay, this is interesting. This is quirky, great performances, interesting cast. You got Angela Bettis, who I remembered from 12-Hour Shift. And,
yes, 12-Hour Shift, great movie.
In a Carrie remake that I'd never seen, and The Woman, which I've never seen but I'm aware of.
Yep.
Anna Faris and Jeremy Sisto, who when you see him, you're like, oh, that guy, he's in everything.
Yeah.
This movie is a trip, man. And talk about third acts or endings. You know, just have patience, watch it. It's very interesting and engaging. And then it goes cuckoo and it's awesome. Like, yeah.
It's amazing.
The cover of this movie, like the thumbnail and the fact that nobody talks about it, don't do it any favors. Like,
I know.
Great. Anna Faris is great in this movie. The lead girl is spectacular. She carries this thing. But everybody in it, there's only like really 3 or 4 people in this movie.
Yeah.
I like the way it is, though. I like that this is for the real fans. I don't want this to get out there in the wild.
I wanted to. Like, I feel like it deserves it, though, because it's really a phenomenal film and such a good character piece.
That's how you know your own kind. Hey, you like May? Yeah, I dig May. One of us. All right.
One of us.
Let's get out of here, Gooble Gobble.
And Hunter had said this would pair well with American Mary. And I'm definitely watching American Mary in the next couple of weeks. I was like, yes, that's a perfect
It's on Shudder. So, yeah. Oh my God. I just want to quit my job for like 3 weeks and just watch movies all day. Like and then, you know, go back to work. But I don't think it'll let me.
I can work my job and watch movies all day. So.
Yeah, whatever. Keep bragging. All right, Jason.
I played a game called Zombie Army 4.
What?
And you just kill supernatural zombies and demons and all kinds of shit in a post World War II kind of world. Like in the first trilogy, you kill zombie Hitler and send him to hell. And in this one, he's like crawling back out of hell, and you're killing zombies across Europe, and it is freaking awesome. I love this series, but this game is way better than the last Zombie Army trilogy, and it's just a blast. You just shoot nonstop, and you smash zombie heads. You fight demons. I mean, there's not a lot not to like here.
Is it a first-person shooter, or is it like third?
Yeah, third. It's just these guys have made some other games like Strange Brigade and stuff like that. They just really make like small budget, for a game, which is probably still an insane amount of money, but they're simple to play, but there's a decent amount of tactics and fun, and I just can't praise it enough. It's just fun. I mean, look, you're killing demons and you're killing zombies. What more do I need to tell you if you're listening to this podcast and you play games?
It's all a day of killing. That's great.
It's a blast. So check it out.
Oh, I played Pac-Man once.
It's close. This is similar.
Been a long time. All right. So my other movie is the movie that we featured on Final Guys when it first came out, but I wasn't there for that episode, and I haven't watched it till now. It's The Beach House. The trippy... I don't even know how to describe this friggin' movie.
Trippy's a good start.
Yeah, a couple that's obviously young couple having some issues go to I think it's his father's beach house to do a little bang, which they do right away. Which is exactly what happens in real life. I hate all these movies where they show, oh yeah, we got this hotel, we've got the beach house, and like the first thing, the clothes come off before the doors even close. That's how it works. But anyway, but they do the right thing. Then she goes down, I don't know, to take a pee, get something to drink, whatever, and she finds this woman there, and it turns out there's an older couple there as well that know his parents, and they have a very strange dinner together, and you realize something's a little off with the woman. And this goes into Meyer's mind. This is a Meyer brain fuck of a movie.
Goddamn right.
Yeah, it's that scene like there where everything's kind of blue and sparkly. And I'm like, when Tim closes his eyes, that's like the portal to where he goes into his dream world.
That's my heaven right there. When I die, that's where I want to go.
Yeah. It's got now the older guy, he was Patricia Arquette's husband on Medium on the show.
Jake Weber.
Yeah.
Great actor.
Awesome.
Dawn of the Dead remake.
Dawn of the Dead remake.
Yeah. Yes.
He played like this Alex Jones-esque character on Homeland. Did you ever see that show?
No. Oh,
there was like one season where he plays like this crazy like Alex, like it's essentially Alex Jones, and he does like such a phenomenal job at it.
Wow.
It's so funny.
That seems so like against what he
I know, which is why I have a lot of respect for him as an actor. Like he's got range. He's super talented.
Well, I'm going to wrap up this movie. I'm going to say, think of this movie as The Fog on DMT. That's the best way.
With a $20 budget.
With a little bit of Lovecraft. A little bit of Lovecraft. It looks really good.
I like University in there.
Fuck you.
I think they shot this movie for like $50,000 too. Like it was super low budget.
Not many tamales.
But it's impressive. I love that movie. I've watched it a few times since it hit Shudder, and I love it.
I thought I was gonna totally hate it, and I kind of got wrapped up in it. I liked it.
It's another one where like it's a slow burn for like the first half of the movie, and then the third act is insane when all the shit goes down.
There's a fog bank out there. Yeah,
they really only shot that for $50,000. They stretched that money as far as you could go.
It's super low budget. I remember, I think I looked it up and I saw like estimates, but you never know like how accurate those estimates are when you
know.
I categorize this movie as foot horror.
Yeah, that scene is. Yeah, it seems great.
Yep, that qualifies. So there you go. Beach House on Shudder. Soon to be on Tubi, I'm sure.
Check it out. I read a book.
You wrote a book?
I read a book. I did
read it.
I did write a book this week.
Sure.
Well, I wrote a part of a book this week, but I read a book this week as well. And that book is called Bunny by Mona Awad.
What?
Have you heard of this?
Is that a pig Latin name? Is that a real name?
She's from Canada.
Okay.
But this book talk about trippy.
I like how you said that like it's not the 51st state. It's not like she's from Africa or something and we wouldn't recognize her name.
Some exotic land, Canada.
Those crazy names up there. My name's
What's
Craig.
that name? Oh, she's from Canada.
She's from
I'm
Canada.
pretty.
Well, even when you said the title of the book, is it with a question mark? Because you're like, I read a book called
Bunny?
Bunny.
I was presenting it as like, you guys have heard of this?
I thought you were on Jeopardy.
know.
What is Bunny?
What is funny?
No, but seriously, this book is outrageous. It's really awesome. Again, super trippy. I guess the best way to describe it would be if Cronenberg directed like Mean Girls or Jennifer's Body, like a combination of Jennifer's Body and Mean Girls,
That's a great combo.
but Cronenbergian. Almost like The Fly. So it's basically about this MFA student who's going to some college in Massachusetts for creative writing. And she's kind of a loner, and she has this one friend. And then there's like this other clique of like these 5 girls who call themselves the Bunnies. And, the main character kind of just like makes fun of them a lot with her friend. But then she gets invited to hang out with them one night, and they bring her to this house, and upstairs in this house there's like this machine that creates things, and I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it is absolutely insane. Crazy body horror in this, just super trippy. There's there's parts of this book that you read and you're like, what the fuck did I just read? I don't know what I read really, but I like it. And it's outrageous, and I can't recommend it enough.
It's kind of like a glory hole for reading. I don't know what my thing is in on the other side of that hole. I like it.
It kind of.
Yeah,
It's glory hole
thing.
read.
But yeah,
It's a new subcategory of
it's
horror.
just so weird, and like it really is, like, speaking of like DMT, like it's just so like non-linear, I guess is like the best way to describe it. And like you kind of like people's names change a lot, and so it's kind of like confusing. But
that would annoy me in a book.
I don't think this would be the book for you. But if you do like kind of like trippy off the wall stuff, I don't know, you might like it. It's definitely interesting. It's definitely one of the more unique books that I've read, but the writing's really great too.
Right.
Characters'
which
names
helps.
change and the story is told out of order. I think I'm too stupid to be able to read this.
It's told in order. It's just like it's like a fever dream. It's like
I don't even know what DMT is, so I've just been nodding the whole time.
High on PCP.
Clearly, you don't listen to Rogan. He mentions it 87 times in that episode.
Ever since he
Whole
went to
episode.
Spotify, I don't listen to him anymore.
Ugh.
but yeah, this movie, I mean, this book is outrageous. So
All right.
Nice.
There we go.
That's
I
really
recommend
cool.
Guess that's what I'm getting you for Christmas.
Oh, good.
That and the movie Brown Bunny. It's going to be all bunnies for you.
I am getting you a slightly used copy of that same book 5 minutes after you give me it. Well, is it my turn?
Yes.
Speaking of Sydney Sweeney from earlier,
Callback.
recently Amazon released a movie called The Voyeurs with one Sydney Sweeney in it. Looks like a Rear
And one
Window
Jack
ripoff.
Campese.
I was going to say,
Aaron.
based on the Campese stories.
Yes. So, like, oh, okay, Sydney Sweeney in a Rear Window take. So I'm watching it, and it kind of takes a long time to get where it's going. But there comes a moment in this movie where you're like, oh, they made a Skinemax movie with Sydney Sweeney. Because this is like a classic, like it's a young couple moves into an apartment. They can see across the way these neighbors who have sex a lot, and they watch them. And then they see some stuff going on with maybe some extramarital affair stuff and everything. So they're all glued to what's going on and also getting turned on by it. And then it goes from there, and it spends a long time with sort of the watching what's going on and all that stuff. And then there's kind of this twist at the end that they should have knocked 20 minutes off this movie to get where they were going a little bit quicker. But having said that, maybe the greatest movie I've ever seen in my life.
I was gonna say you made it to the end. It wasn't.
Oh, I watched the third act twice. There it is.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
And it's funny because a guy I work with was the one who came in. He goes, "Have you seen this yet?" I was like, "No." He goes, "Just watch it, and then we'll talk tomorrow." I kind of go, "What?" "Oh, okay, got it."
What is the name of this movie again?
The Voyeurs.
The Voyeurs. Okay.
I got a kick out of the twist. It's kind of out there and whatever. But it was entertaining. Stupid.
It's on
It was literally,
Prime.
it was a throwback to the 90s.
Throwback to simpler times. We could
Yeah.
jerk
Well,
off,
yeah.
but not see full nudity.
All those movies were just tits and mystery. Like that's
Yes, that's exactly the way to put it.
yeah, that's funny. So they brought it back, huh? I like that.
They brought it back, and it's got more production value and budget.
I want to know, did Cinemax, did they lose like viewers when they changed their format to all just crappy movies? I'd love to see the numbers.
They've lost
Gotta
their
get a job
identity.
there.
That's for sure.
They sure did. I mean, Skinemax. Hello. Nobody calls them Cinemax.
I could
Yeah,
see
really.
I could see Sydney Sweeney on a Shannon Tweed trajectory.
Oh,
That's a damn good trajectory right there.
was that her in the in her underwear in that
Yeah.
one shot? Yeah, she's not hideous.
Have you ever seen Euphoria on HBO?
I don't think so.
Honestly, one of the best shows I've seen in the last like 2 or 3 years. She's on that. She's great.
I was going to say that's the Jack's face while he watches The Voyeurs.
She's also naked a lot in it, so I don't know if that helps.
But that's
Oh,
yeah, there we go.
there's your trajectory, Jack.
Euphoria, great show.
Trajectory.
Zendaya is also in that.
Oh,
Oh,
really? In
Jack-
the show or in the Voyeurs?
In Euphoria.
Dude, Euphoria is so great. Everyone should watch Euphoria.
All right.
Everyone
you-
should watch The Voyeurs.
Before you watch Euphoria, Jason, do you have anything left?
I do. I read a
Ooh.
book. I read a
Look at-
classic too that I had never gotten to. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh,
not
it's
really.
Peter
Wow.
Straub?
Yeah, Ghost
Ghost
Story.
Story?
Oh,
I had never read it, and I thought, you know what? This thing's like 700 goddamn pages, but
Wow.
I'm gonna read it. And it was long, like goddamn. Like every time you think, okay, this is starting to crescendo. No. We're just gonna go right back into more story. But I really liked it, and this has one of the best openings to a book I think I've ever read. I mean, a guy kidnaps this girl, and he's driving her south in a car. And I don't think you learn his name. I don't think you learn her name. I can't remember if you learn hers, but there's kind of something wrong with her, and he's trying not to let anyone know that he has her because he kidnapped her, but you don't really know why or how or. And I was so freaking into that. I was staying up just reading this beginning, like, oh my God. And then it stops, and you do not go back to that part for 600 pages.
Wow.
Now, the stuff
Yeah.
in the middle was really good, but it was the bookends that I was like, holy crap, man, this is so good. But this had the Cocaine King kind of feel where it's just so many characters. And once they've
Yeah.
got 50 characters, then they introduce 25 more. And when it goes back to them after 100 pages, you're like, wait, who the hell is this? Oh, yeah, okay. And it starts to come back. So I don't want to shit on it. I just wanted to put it in perspective. It's one of those 70s, 80s books.
it's a book of its time.
Hmm.
Like they don't
Very
make that
long.
anymore.
Yeah, where,
It's
you know,
great.
I
haven't read it in,
really
like
liked it.
15 years. I gotta.
How
reread that.
different is the book from the movie?
I never saw the movie.
I've never seen the movie either.
It's there. There's elements that are similar. The movie's really good too. What crazy cast!
Like an hour and a half movie
I think it's two, at least two.
out of this monster book. Holy crap.
Well,
I
saying,
keep
you
meaning
lose
to
a
go
lot.
back and watch that because I saw that movie a bunch of times in like the 80s and I haven't seen it
Yeah.
since then.
Been a long
Fred
time.
Astaire.
Yeah,
It's a damn good book. I've only read 2 or 3 Straub books. Is it Straub or Strobe? I would say Straub.
Straub.
I always
I
say
would say
Straub.
Straub.
So that guy,
Straub.
I've only read a couple of his books. He's very verbose, but I've liked everything of his I've read so far. So this is I know I can see why people hold this up as a classic. It's a damn good book.
It is. Well, I'm going to finish up with a book as well. Maybe one day it will be deemed a classic. It is called Yours Cruelly by Cassandra Peterson,
I just got my copy.
aka Elvira. So, Tim, because you just got your copy, I don't want to spoil it. I didn't know I really thought this was going to be total dreck. I mean, to tell you the truth, but I love Elvira, so I'll buy whatever she's selling. Her life story is fascinating as hell. In fact, you don't get to her as Elvira, which is 1981, until you're like 100 pages left in the book. So the first few hundred pages are just her life growing up and her childhood, the serious burn she got as a baby, being a go-go dancer at like 15 or something, and traveling to Italy. And my God, it's one of those lives where she like crossed so many stars and was, especially all the time that she spent in Vegas as a showgirl and stuff, and banging Robert De Niro and just crazy things, man. Like stuff I did not expect. It was really good. It's poignant. She came out with some bombs, and I'm not talking about the fact that she's with a woman now. Anyone who's met her over the last at any convention knows. But there were just some other bombshells in there that she was really raw and honest that I did not see coming. And the chapter where she's living with a guy who's this hunky male model for a while, and he lived in a tree, a little friggin' tree house by the Hollywood sign.
What?
Yeah, there's just some awesome stuff in here. So I heard she sold 1 million copies so far, 1 million and running. Go out and buy it. If you're a horror fan, I know you love Elvira. Cassandra Peterson is literally timeless. It's amazing.
I just watched Mistress of the Dark the other day too.
Such a fun movie.
I just got a copy of that too. I've never watched it.
Now, you know the church woman, Edie McClurg.
Yeah. Terrible human.
She and Elvira were best friends. They were in the Groundlings together.
I mean, terrible character. Not
Pee Wee
bad.
Herman too. No, terrible character. Yes, she seems like a lovely lady, especially when she was Ferris Bueller's the secretary in that.
Yeah.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Oh God, he's just a righteous dude.
I'm gonna have to read this book because I didn't ever get to watch her growing up. I only saw like bits of her movies because she was never on any channels that I had. But when I saw her more consistently, I was probably in my 20s, and I thought she was always just this airhead character. I didn't realize how witty, quick she is.
One of the best like comedic timing.
Oh my God. When she decides to shit on someone, it is brutal and it is so fast, like they cannot keep up. She's
and you understand she gets all that from being an improv with the Groundlings, with Phil Hartman.
She's not somebody you want to go toe to toe with verbally.
No, she'll tear you down.
Yeah.
So yeah, I loved it. It was great.
Chad says, "Who knew you could get a good-looking woman like Elvira by building a tree fort with a grown man?"
Chad's going to be building his tree fort this week.
There you go. Oh. Are we all done?
Done.
I finished my beer. This is sad. Let's finish this up as fast as we can. So let's go into the main feature of VHS 94.
You like scary movies?
Uh-huh.
What's your favorite scary movie?
I don't know.
You have to have a favorite. What comes to mind?
All right, ladies and gentlemen. This is it. You know what? Whenever a movie goes for the 4th installment, it's always like, wow, this is shock and awe time. So is this going to be a case of the same old, or something new? Jack. We haven't had Jack. Have we had Jack describe, like give a synopsis in a while?
It's kind of a difficult one to describe.
Yeah.
It's like 5 stories.
Do it in 2 sentences. I dare you.
It's an anthology with VHS segments that are spooky.
There you go. You did it in one. Perfect. That's all I wanted from you. I guess sometimes I got to push you. All right. So this is just premiered on Shudder a couple of days ago. Was it Friday maybe or something? It was recently, maybe last week, but whatever.
Yeah, Wednesday maybe.
Yeah. So we were excited to watch it. I know because we are fans of 2 of the 3 of the VHS movies. And
Yes,
I'm
sir.
interested to hear what you guys thought. So I'm going to go reverse direction. I'm going to go to Jason. So you put that cup down, you son of a bitch.
I was excited about this, but also nervous because, boy, I really don't like that third movie. But I really like the first two, and I gotta say, I dug this a lot. I thought all the individual stories I enjoyed. There wasn't one of them that I thought was just like really bad or anything, which happens often in these anthology movies. Honestly, the only thing I didn't like, here you go, Sheridan, is I didn't like the rap that much. That kind of wove everything together, particularly the end of the rap left me with a pretty bad taste in my mouth. So I didn't read any reviews or anything, but I could see this movie getting a lower rating than it deserves because I felt like the movie kind of went out with a wet fart instead of with a bang. And I think that can just stick with a lot of people, and they might not remember some of the crazier fun stuff that happened before.
Right.
But I dug it. It went back to its very low budget roots, and they managed to make some cool segments. So I hope they do more.
Wet farts are terrible.
Yeah.
Jack?
I've always been a very mixed bag on VHS movies. I don't think I ever liked one of them from start to finish, but there's some really strong entries in there, and then some clunkers that have never made me really want to go back and watch a whole one. But there's some segments like that one with the cult, like in Korea or whatever. That's amazing. I enjoyed this from start to finish. I agree with Jason that the rap is the weakest part of it, and I think it may not reach the highs of some of the other ones, but I think start to finish, this is my favorite VHS movie. I thought,
wow,
for the most part, they were all in. I had a good time watching. I have a few nitpicks here and there, but for like a Halloween season, found footage movies could take a note from this and the other VHS. 20-minute segments are like perfect for so many found footage concepts. Get in there, get your gag, and get out. So I
make
enjoyed
a good point. Found footage anthology, like that's kind of a good way to go. Like
before you like run it into the ground. So I had a really good time with this. Some were better than others, but start to finish, I had a very good time watching it.
All right, Tim. This could go either way.
Well, you guys all know that I'm a found footage enthusiast, like Jason.
Yeah.
And I love the first two, like Jason. The viral, I couldn't even get through. I don't even think I finished watching it. I think I turned it off like 15 minutes after I started it.
It's brutal.
So I was like Jason, I was a little skeptical. I was like, this could be decent. It could be absolute trash. I love this a lot. I thought all of the segments hit. I again agree spot on with Jason. Like the rap was the weakest link, particularly the last scene, which almost seemed like it didn't make sense or really like go with the rest of the movie. Like I felt like it was just like shot as like an afterthought. I don't know. It just didn't it didn't connect to the movie at all for some reason.
No.
But other than that, like I thought the segments were great. I thought this movie did in all of the segments, it was like build up and then like halfway in things just go fucking crazy, and like it's just like there so many times I was like, this is kind of getting boring like a little bit, and then all of a sudden something happens and like the rest of the segment is just off the wall bonkers crazy.
That's
like
a good point. They all end strong.
They like there's like a midpoint, and like after the midpoint it just it like goes completely off the rails crazy in like the best possible way. Like the one that takes place in like the science experiment with the doctor,
the Japanese one.
Yes. I was like halfway in, I was like, I don't know if I like this one. This is probably like the worst one. And then like it just goes out of control. And that ended up being like my favorite segment of the entire film. Like it was so crazy. But like I enjoyed it. Like every segment was awesome. And so like we'll get into it a little bit more later, but like the camera work on some of the segments were just mind blowing, I thought. And I don't know. I really enjoyed it. Awesome movie.
All right. Well, I was a fan of 1 and 2, and like our good friend Tina Edwards, I am not a fan of anthologies, but I really liked 1 and 2. 3, I thought that was the end of it. You know, that's like Yoko Ono broke up the band. It's never getting back together. So I was shocked that there was going to be another one, and I said to myself, well, you know what? They've had a breather, had time to regroup, gather their thoughts, put them down on paper, and I said, here we go. You've got a very low bar. Even if you took out 3, I think Jack, I agree with you. It didn't have the highs and lows of the other 2. It was consistent. They were all consistently good. And it was, first of all, that commercial for the vegetable chopper.
Oh yeah. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Can you give me more of those?
I think once we get the spoilers, we can like define each one and quickly talk about each.
Yeah.
Mangling.
I was like, this doesn't work. Like in my brain, I was like, oh, this is just like a fun little segment, but I'm like, that doesn't do anything. What is happening?
No. I had a ball. This was like the first movie I watched in the month of October that really all of a sudden made me my horror heart open up and go, it's Halloween season.
Yes.
Same with
yes.
So much fun with this. I was like, this is where we need to be. And I agree, the wraparound story was what? Like my daughter and I kept looking at each other going, what is going on here and where is this leading? Like we had no idea. But we didn't care. I even told her, I said, honey, wraparound stories usually make no sense. Nobody cares. They don't, it's just fodder. It's a thing just to kind of loosely tie it together.
Yeah.
I'd like to see this just go to Elvira with videotapes going, let's see the next one.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. You need Joe Bob saying a boob count and then just play the next one.
Yeah. But no, it's super. This is a ton of fun. And like it just put me in the mood, which I carried through today. Even at work, I felt a little lighter.
I thought
in
the
my
same
step.
thing. I thought like this would be a good Halloween or Halloween Eve movie.
Yeah. So much
My
fun.
horror viewing has been really laggy this year. And as soon as that finished, I've been like pumped up to watch more horror movies.
Same
for the season.
I
think that's why I like the first 2, because I got the same vibe from those. There's something with like the gritty, crazy nature of these movies that just really gets me in the Halloween mood for some reason.
But they were having a lot of fun with each segment, and
they're all funny in their way.
Yeah, you could see what they were trying to do with small budgets, and again, like they got in, they got out, and they executed very well. And all of us were just like rolling with it. Like, yep, I'm here to have fun.
For me, speaking on like the mood that it sets for Halloween, like I'm always a big fan of going to like those farms out in the middle of nowhere that have like the haunted walkthroughs. And I felt like each segment was almost like that in some way. Like it was like walking through like a haunted like thing, because like, and you have like the actors who are like acting out like their different roles and stuff, and like I felt exactly that, and so I think that's kind of what brought me to like the Halloween spirit for this.
I thought the same exact thing. That's what I was saying about the gags. Like you walked into a different room, and this one's the theme is a mad scientist.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the theme of standing at a wake with the body banging in the coffin.
Oh,
yeah, fun.
I can't wait to talk about that segment, because the camera work in that was just off the charts amazing.
He's bringing out the bell.
Are we ready for a spoiler talk?
Yes.
Yeah. I think we all recommend this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
All right. Spoiler alert. Okay. I'll if memory serves me, the wraparound is a SWAT team goes into a warehouse, and there's a bunch of rooms with like dead bodies looking at like poltergeist screens of television sets with VCRs,
which is a cool setup.
Yeah.
And people have watched these videos, and apparently their eyes have either been torn out or popped out or something. And then we go into there's the Rat Man. I don't know the names of the segments. I think the second one is the morgue with the wake.
Yep.
Then the laboratory with the robots.
Oh God.
Somewhere in there is the food chopper.
Yeah.
And then the militia vampire one.
Oh, the militia.
Yeah. So they're called Storm Drain, The Empty Wake, The Subject, and Terror.
Beautiful. So why don't we start with Ratman?
Ratman. I like this one a lot. I thought
I did too. It has
had
the
a-
best line in it when the guy says, "Hey, you want to get a drink after this?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Fuck you."
Yeah, he's just like, go fuck yourself. Like
He
she's-
just says,
so
"Roger that."
Yeah, he'd obviously been very used to her.
But
They've been
you know
together
what?
A while.
You know what's even better? Like later in that, they set it up like he asked her to go for a drink, but like apparently she has an alcohol problem.
She's an
So, like, yeah. So like, what a douchebag! Like you know she's an alcoholic, but you're asking her out for a drink. Like that.
Can we talk about my alcohol problem later?
Yeah. Like, what the...
The look
but-
on her face when she delivered the line killed me.
Yeah,
That was so good.
it was good.
And she had crazy eyes. That's my daughter kept going. Like every time she was doing her report, she goes, "Look, she looks psycho." I'm like she kind of does.
As soon as you meet the preacher, I'm going, we haven't seen the last of this guy.
Really, I thought he was just a throwaway. Hey, here's
Yeah.
what kind of town we're in.
I felt like I felt it. I was like, he's
First Baptist Church bastard.
and then once they go down into the sewer tunnels and are encountering people, I was laughing out loud at the end. I had a blast with the whole rat cult.
Yeah,
Jesus.
I
When they
thought it
poured the
looked
acid
good,
on that
too.
dude's head. It was like,
Oh
what
yeah,
is going on?
Yeah, they don't even explain it.
Nope.
Who needs it? By
It
the way,
like
when they
burned
were, like,
him, but didn't burn her.
burn her, so she was chosen, I guess.
So
Yeah.
Yes,
she was
that was-
indoctrinated.
yeah.
That scene when they're outside, like the main spillway, and they're filming, you can see a guy way off in the distance.
Yes,
That was creepy.
creepy as shit. Yeah, I thought that was really
Yeah.
effective. I also thought the Rat Man looked kind of good. Like it looked far better than you would think for
Yeah.
something like this. But I
It's
also
great.
think it was the way they shot it. Like it was kind of like drenched in shadows.
Yeah. It
but
looked
yeah.
like something Roger Corman would have dreamt up, and
Yeah, it looked
didn't-
really cool.
Fully blast it with light so you can
Yeah.
see all the scenes.
Yeah.
They did an American Werewolf from Parasite for sure.
sure, oh sure.
And then did anybody else get a howling vibe at the end there? on
Oh, the end
news?
was totally. the
Oh
hell.
yeah, dude. When when she spits in the dude's face, and the effects were so awesome for that. Like I was like, this is from that moment on, I was sold. I'm like, I'm in for a good time. Like that was a
Yep.
perfect way to kick it off, and I'm
Mhm.
like, oh, this is gonna be awesome.
Yeah, that guy pulls his face off, and then his eyes are just dangling around his chin.
It's so
This
cool.
movie had a lot of face pulling off.
That's
Yeah.
And she
Yeah.
goes back to the news.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Okay,
that
so
was
then
fun. That was a good tone setter.
Yeah,
What was the next one called? It was the
The empty.
the empty wake.
Which that was the grainiest. That was the hardest.
It was
It was
shot a lot
great.
in dark. Yeah, it was like a lot of shadows, very very dark set.
Yeah,
This one was slow, particularly slow at the beginning.
Yes.
And then once it hits, though, I was like, oh, that looks so good.
yeah.
With the half head zombie.
Oh yeah,
guy.
and the camera work, like when she's like trying to escape, and then she realizes she's been locked in there,
Yeah.
and like she's going back and forth, and then she hides, and like she finds out that like it can't see her, I guess, because it's head thing. And then when you
Right.
when the camera goes to the head and you see like the eye moving, like I just thought that whole sequence was just terrifying and just like really well shot.
Right.
it was pretty good storytelling too, in that it can't see her, and then when the half of the head with an eye sees her,
Yeah.
suddenly the body knows where she is.
Exactly, yeah. Which
that was great.
I mean that's like a classic like zombie thing that you've seen in like, you know,
Very
lot of zombies.
reanimator.
yeah.
Yeah. Or I was thinking of what's the movie, the Australian movie? The zombie movie.
Australian zombie movie?
Oh,
On New
God.
Zealand. You know,
The one with
Oh.
like the double barrel.
the one Peter Jackson did.
Dead Alive.
Dead Alive.
Dead Alive. That's
Yeah.
By the way, perfect ending. Mother Nature saves the day.
Yeah.
Did it?
Well,
because I thought she
I-
was a zombie walking out of there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
me
she
too.
was a zombie.
I thought she was just dazed. I thought
No.
she got out.
I thought
took
she
it she was a zombie. At first, I
Mm.
thought she was dazed too, but then I thought she was a zombie.
We're gonna have to
Chad
ask
asked if we
somebody.
thought the siren was an apocalypse or a tornado. On the radio, they had said there was a tornado warning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think. So that's just was my
So,
interpretation.
or
of it.
tornado.
Yeah, I said air raid siren, and my daughter says no tornado. They mentioned it's coming. I'm like, oh, okay.
I like the twist on the zombie zombie tropes. They did I think in 2 they did another zombie one that was like really awesome.
Riding the bikes.
Yes.
Oh, that's with the
Oh, yeah, that
GoPro.
was
I
fun.
like that one.
Dude, that segment is so awesome.
There was
Yeah.
one thing with this one. The guy comes to the wake and he does some sort of like chant
Right.
that I'm like, is that supposed to be bringing it back to life? Because it all had already been banging inside the,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
coffin. So I wasn't exactly sure what that was. I didn't really care because I
Yeah.
know he was just there to chain her in. So I don't know.
Just add a level of strangeness.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought it was
I-
just to like move whatever was happening along, maybe or something.
Poor girl.
Give it some
Yeah, there was definitely
creepiness.
something there because I even thought maybe the guy who ran the place who left her in there alone.
Yeah, was
I
in on
figured
it.
they were all in on it. Yeah.
We were in cahoots.
It's like, all right, there. Good luck. If you call me again, you're fired.
Yeah, what a douchebag.
Then there's the next one, the laboratory with the robots.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Subject.
Oh man, like I went into this and I was like, oh, this is interesting, but like kind of boring. Like it was just him like working on stuff.
Wait a second. It started off literally in 10 seconds with a man's head in a
I know. I thought
spider
that was,
metal body.
I thought it was cool, but like I just felt like it dragged a little bit. But like when it hits, like mind blowing.
I'm going to be honest with you. I liked a lot of this segment, but this might be my least favorite segment because
Oh my
I thought it was
God.
too long.
It was the longest segment of all of them for sure. It was
And I
like
thought, like,
30 minutes long.
Yeah, you could have chopped off a little bit of this and maybe chop off a little at the beginning, and then maybe some in the
wouldn't
middle.
chop
I
anything off.
enjoyed the whole thing, but I definitely felt.
No,
like
I
I
thought
don't
the part when
know.
it puts the gun on its hand and like you see the terrible gunfire CG, like that
Yeah.
part
Yeah.
was not great for me.
It was very Doom. Like
Yeah, it was like the budget showing here because they're doing so much.
yeah.
But there was some crazy gore.
I didn't mind it though. Oh,
It's
dude,
Oh, my
insane.
When
Lord.
she pulls the brain out. of that dude.
Oh yeah.
Holy shit.
Jason, I thought of you during this because I think you were probably with me on this was 1,000 times better than that Iron Man movie we watched on Joe Bob that time.
Tetsuo or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
very
know.
similar. You're right.
I thought the scientist was bananas. He was a
Yeah.
lot of fun. Just playing it to the hilt. So was the head of the military guy. That guy, by the end, he was lost his mind.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they were all crazy. But I thought it was cool. It almost had like especially at the end when they're all like just getting chopped up. It reminded me of like almost like a Tarantino-esque like Reservoir Dogs because they were just like shooting each other.
This
Good
was
God.
definitely the answer to that Korean cult one. I forget which.
Yeah.
Oh, the
that was
Korean
part
cult
two.
one is so good.
Yeah.
That was
That was
two,
like a
I
little bit
think.
longer.
Yep.
But like I said, I liked it, but just a little too long.
I
love this one.
just loved how crazy it got.
Yeah.
And like I said, I was like kind of bored about halfway through it. And it just like turned it on and just oh my god, it was so insane and over the top. And
It got
so much
really
fun.
good, but then I thought it kind of still went on a little long.
I don't
This
know.
part-
The whole second half, like I would have watched another 20 minutes of that just
I could have too.
insanity.
My daughter was going, "Why are you being so mean to her? She has feelings." I'm like, not when you look in that robot face. You don't know
Yeah.
she has feelings.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, when
And then good.
oh,
go ahead.
there's like one more thing when she finds like the robot lady who's still alive and then like pulls her plot like oh
Yeah.
that was heart wrenching.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
All right, so then we get to the militias that has captured a vampire and is going to use sunlight to blow up a vampire's body, which is like a bomb to like take down a building.
So cool.
with a daycare center.
Yeah.
Was it a daycare center?
Yeah, jerks.
This was my favorite segment of the thing.
This was well, you're a vampire like slut, so
This
I-
might have been mine too. I don't know. I liked the humor of this one a lot.
Yeah.
Like it made me laugh a lot.
Oh,
The
this is
commandant
hysterical.
shit.
And you know, you're always looking for something clever
yeah.
if you're going to do vampires. And I thought let's take the sunlight thing and make it super explosive. When they put the vampire blood in the bunny, it
Yeah.
blows up. I mean, that was great.
And the
And
guy in
then-
the background, first martyr for the cause.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
Now, the guy who played the commandant,
Yeah.
he had
Yeah.
actually chimed in on our Twitter when we said we were doing this. So if he's watching this, he's probably the most memorable guy in the whole movie. Besides him and like the mad scientist guy,
Yeah.
they're the two most memorable people in the movie.
It was so
Oh, yeah.
funny.
Yeah, just like the douchey thinking you're more important than you are. And like,
Yeah.
But it was great because
Oh,
he was
it's so
expected to make all these rah-rah speeches, and he was terrible at them. It's just awful.
And all those guys just get hammered.
Yes.
Oh,
the guy gets vampire blood all in his mouth like an idiot.
go ahead, kiss him, French him. I'm like,
Yeah.
Like, what are you
what's going
doing? You're
on here?
covered in vampire blood.
Yeah, and they all started shooting each other in panic.
Yeah.
Yes. Did you guys know it was like a vampire like right off the bat?
I didn't
'Cause,
understand
like
what's happening.
I
I-
figured it
when
was
they-
a vamp. Good.
I was gonna say when they kept when they shot the guy in the head, I was like, all right, that's fucked up. And then like they shot him again. I didn't realize until like the third time they shot him in the head that it was the same fucking guy.
It took
Like it
me
was
a couple
literally the
times,
same
like,
guy.
I noticed it was the same guy, but what I first thought was going on was that they were going to attack vampires.
Oh, see, I didn't get the vampire thing until like the explosion. Like
was
I
like-
just
I was like, oh,
wasn't-
they're studying vampires, and that must be a stronghold of vampires. And then I'm like, oh no, they're going to use a vampire as a bomb. That's
Yeah.
hilarious and brilliant.
That
When they
was
put
great.
the blood in the rabbit and they're expecting it to explode, and when it doesn't, and he's
Yeah.
like, get down there and check. And it's like the sun hasn't even come up yet.
Yeah.
And as soon as it does,
That was some
Oh.
hell. I wasn't expecting an explosion like that.
No,
Good
that was
God, that was
insane.
huge. Guys were charred from that.
yeah. And so at the very end, I didn't get to go back and watch the last segment again, the last clip again, like I wanted to. But did the vampire kill itself by opening the
Yes.
blinds? Is that what happened? Okay, that's what I thought I saw.
I thought it was one of the surviving guys that did it.
I thought
It was
the
it was so hard
vampire-
to tell. I couldn't.
Yeah, that's why I want to watch it again.
See
I
who
thought
was
it was the
who.
vampire though. But yeah,
because the vampire didn't turn anybody. If they got blood on them, then they would blow up.
Well, he did turn because there was. I thought there was someone else because we noticed like, why is he wearing a blue jacket or something? I got to watch this again.
Yeah, I thought there might be two vampires. There was the one guy that they were shooting, and then there was somebody in a blue jacket. So I don't know.
And I like the way the vampire's face
Yeah, like
God.
its mouth
Oof.
went down to its sternum.
looked like something from Beetlejuice.
yeah,
It was like the Blade 2 vampires, but
yeah.
with
more
Audrey
than-
from
Suddenly
Horrors.
Seymour.
I was with you, Tim. It was till the third time when he shot that guy that I was like, "Is that the same?"
It's the
dude they
same
keep shooting
dude.
at?"
Yeah, I couldn't. I don't know why. I just didn't piece it together. I guess because I was just like, I thought it was going to be something completely different, and that's kind of like the genius of this last segment is that I thought it was like just some weird like terrorist group that was just like bombing a building, but like I didn't even connect me that like they were shooting the same person over and over again. It was just
Yeah. That was
it was-
good.
yeah.
That's
And-
something no one has ever done with the vampire story.
Yeah.
No one.
And making the guy so inept, just the best.
Just awesome.
what they did, the end scene where they have the night vision and there's like all the crosses hanging and they're running around. the
Yeah.
alley. That was great. That was
I
the
like-
fun house.
when the dude shows up to bring them guns and he's like talking about how tight their security is and how good they're like, who the fuck is this guy?
I know. You're all surrounded by dimwits.
Yeah.
But you know
And
what's
then
funny? Like, I could totally see like that happening though in real life if they're like,
Oh, it's
I could-
happening right now.
It's totally like a plausible scenario.
Everywhere in Wyoming, it's happening.
So then
Has to be.
the cop that gives them all the weapons turns out is one of the SWAT guys
Yeah.
in the wraparound story and is
Ugh.
the final victim of the two SWAT team members who
Do we have to talk about this last segment?
No, we
Because
don't.
I feel like we've had such a
No.
great time talking and like how
I would
great-
say when you see the big explosion, just hit end.
I think that's a good idea.
it really
'Cause it
makes
really did, like-
no sense.
It ended and I was like, oh man, you're going out on that? You
Yeah,
just had this killer segment.
That's all right. I can easily forget it.
I
already
yeah,
gone.
yeah. I mean, I can forgive it for that because, like, I mean, look, 95% of the movie is awesome. I mean, I'm not gonna like say that this movie sucks because of the last 5% of the movie. Not even probably
Hell
like 4%.
Could somebody explain to me what happened though?
So like the way I pictured it, or the way I interpreted it, was like that the whole thing that they were invading was like some weird like I don't know, like video nasties cult.
Yeah, they said that, but I was like, so.
And then like two of the officers, the two chicks who like took their clothes off for no reason, and they're like in on it apparently, but like I don't know. And then like I don't know. That's
okay.
So-
That's what I understood. It just didn't make any sense.
it just doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. Nobody knows.
But like the dialogue was like so bad too, and like it just didn't make any sense. Like it didn't. I didn't mind like the beginning, like the setup where like they go in there and they raid the place. Like I thought that was an okay setup, and
They
like they're
took
watching
a bunch
these movies.
of popsicle sticks and said, "We need a framing mechanism."
But yeah,
for this
like
movie. That'll do.
it was
Let's
just
go.
like it was just like it came out of
Don't touch it.
nowhere, and it was
Yeah.
just like so like unbelievable. Like almost like
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
It
that's
didn't make
fine.
any sense.
That's
I've already forgotten it. I've already
Pish
forgiven
posh,
it.
tish
It's
tosh.
fine.
Neither here nor there. It's over.
No, because at the
Fair.
end of the day, when you think about back about this movie, you're going to think about Ratman, robots, and exploding vampire bunnies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm never gonna think about.
I'm
it.
still gonna watch this movie again, like for sure.
Oh,
yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
It actually made me want to go back and rewatch. I've seen the first two like a few times, and I definitely want to watch them
Does
again.
Shudder have those right now or no? Which they should.
I don't know.
I don't know. It's a good question.
They're
I'm gonna
great
look it up.
Shudder
Out
movies.
downstairs. Yeah.
I'd love to see Shudder buy more of these in the future. These feel like something they could have every Halloween.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
How much does it cost? $50 to make these movies?
Wow.
But also,
Well,
you could
we might
even have
find
a
out.
contest for amateur filmmakers to
Yeah.
make entries for this or something.
Yep.
It's
People have come out of these movies.
It's not streaming anywhere for free. The first one, unless you have Amazon Prime and like the Monsters and Nightmares subscription.
There's separate subscriptions for Monsters and Nightmares now.
Yeah, I have that. It's like I think it's like $2 or something.
Wait, for
It'll
Amazon?
Feed us like stuck pigs.
Time out. There's a separate Amazon membership.
Yeah, it's called like Monsters and Nightmares. It's just like you get some extra free movies.
I've never even seen it advertised.
Listen, I have it. I don't know why I have it. I didn't even know I had it until I just looked it up and clicked on the button, and I was able to play the movie.
Good
So,
heavens.
let me check the second one though. While you guys talk amongst yourselves.
No need to look for the third. Just stop it.
You guys will be surprised. It looks like Michael Clark didn't like it.
Oh.
Michael
B-
Clark doesn't even like horror.
VHS 2 though, which arguably might be better than the first one, is streaming on Shudder for free.
VHS 2
Oh.
I liked better than the first
Yeah,
one.
I think I like the second one better too. I
The
think
second one had the siren one.
That's the first one.
that's the first one.
Oh, I like that one.
The second one had I think it had the zombie bike ride. It had the alien one, like the crazy alien one on the
I love the
farm.
alien one.
Oh yeah,
I think it.
God, I don't remember which one is.
I think it
which.
had the cult one too.
Yeah, the
Like,
cult one was in the second one. Yeah.
Cult one's
And-
awesome.
That's the one with like the giant monster, like the fucking huge demon monster thing at the end, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That one alone is is the best. But yeah,
There's
that
one with
one's
a haunted house. Is that the first one?
I think it's the end of the first one. That one's really good too.
I think isn't the first yeah, that is the end of the first one. The wraparound story in the first one I actually like though, because that was
too.
when they
Yeah.
find in the house, like I thought that was effective.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I want to say the haunted house one was directed by Radio Silence, the group that did.
Oh, they produced this.
Oh God, it was like one of our top movies 2 years ago. God damn it, with Samara Weaving. Why can I not think of the name of it?
Ready or
Tamara
not.
Weaving.
Ready or Not? Yeah, I think they
Mm.
directed that, and they're doing
Mhm.
the new Scream movie.
Ooh.
Like those guys are legit.
Can we rename ourselves as something that not actual people
Like
other
like,
than Final Guys?
like Final Guys.
Wet farts.
Wet farts.
We're the wet farts.
So,
All right. So guess what, ladies and gentlemen? First of all, it's 4 thumbs up. 1 thumbs
yeah.
down from Michael Clark. But that's
Why did he say why he didn't like it?
doesn't
no,
like
just-
any movie we watch.
we
I don't
won't
think.
allow him. He is, that's all right. It's an education. He's going to get there.
He says he's
Listen.
choosy. That is very, very true.
Listen,
Choosy
he has
kids,
the
choose
right
kids.
to be choosy. I mean,
Sure.
Tim, I've found it $2.99 a month after trial for Monsters and Nightmares on Amazon. Is it worth it or not?
like I just said, I didn't even know I had it, so probably
Yeah, he's yet to explore.
Do you just
I'm
drink and
gonna watch-
subscribe to every service?
yes.
I know. Thank God. He's the only person paying for like full moon movies.
Oh, man.
I can watch them on Tubi. I'll pay.
I did unsubscribe from something. I think I was Epix because I think I signed up for Epix when like Saint Maud came out, and that was like the only streaming service that had it at the time. And that was like what, like 6-8 months ago. And I was like, I still have it. I've never used Epix for anything else. And it was
So you paid like
costing me,
$48 to watch.
yeah.
Saint Maud.
And I'm like,
Jesus Christ.
so I unsubscribed it, and then I'm like, I kind of feel guilty doing this. Like,
Don't feel guilty.
I don't know. I feel like I need to have all the streaming services.
Call
the, only,
us.
the only one I don't have that I want to have is Apple, because they have that M. Night Shyamalan anthology series, and I've heard like nothing but good things about it. So
Yeah. Too many channels. Well,
Yeah.
the next movie we're going to watch is on a channel, the Peacock channel,
yes,
and in theaters for those who are brave and have a set of cojones. Halloween Kills.
I'm literally gonna watch this movie like 5 times.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I'm so excited for it.
Even if it sucks.
Even if it sucks, I'm gonna watch it 5 times.
I'm going to go to the movie theater because
I'm going to try really hard to go to
Hunter.
the theater.
Let's meet in Portchester and go to Colony and see this.
Oh, that's the way to do it. All right. So that's how I'm seeing this movie. I'm not going to be shut in. I'm going to be surrounded
It's more a
by
matter of time. I have plans all day Saturday, most of Friday, Sunday.
Actually, I'm off Saturday, and I think my wife is also off, so maybe I have a chance of going to see it in a movie theater.
There you go. I'm
Nice.
working
I could
Friday,
use a giant
Saturday, and
popcorn.
Sunday. Yeah, I know. You can't. The popcorn's never as good at home.
No,
You try.
I can't replicate it.
No.
The Alamo is the best popcorn because it's
The
like you made it in the
best.
kitchen.
When I went to see Lamb, I ate that whole damn bowl. by
It
myself.
comes in like the big steel bowl, and it's made from like
Yeah.
an air popper with real butter.
I can't eat popcorn anymore.
Oh, what's the matter?
I worked at a
Adventures?
movie theater for 6
Oh.
years, and I popped that shit, and like I literally can't even smell it anymore. I get nauseous.
Oh my god.
That sucks for you, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's terrible.
It's,
Yeah, I get the tub and I eat the whole thing and I feel like dog shit afterwards, and I do it every single time.
Did you get the
tough.
the butter flavored topping on it?
Oh yeah, of course.
See,
Do you know
I
what
go
that
to the
stuff
Alamo
is?
That, I
Fat.
go to the Alamo that uses actual butter.
I don't even know what it is, and I I carried bags of it for years.
It's coming out of somewhere in Elizabeth, New Jersey.
If you're at a movie theater, you don't need that fake butter because it's already like bright yellow with butter.
Yeah.
It comes out.
True.
Well, they pop it with like there's like this special buttery salt that like they pop it with. It's like this. It's crazy. It's crazy how popcorn is popped in movie theaters.
All designed to make you hungry.
Ugh.
And pay
I'm
$10
getting
for
nauseous
fucking
right
popcorn.
now. I need more beer.
All right. So there we go. That's the end of the show, ladies and gentlemen. Next week, tune in as we watch and review Halloween Kills. Until then, smash that like button and subscribe and tell all your friends. Wake up old people out of bed and shake them and say, listen to the fucking final guys, you old motherfucker. Good night.
Amen.